Those who have been following the channel know that if I find important news, I pass it on. And if there is a channel giving out important news, I will pass on what that channel's name is and how to get to it and provide links down below. 731 Woodworking with Matt Outlaw. I've sent people over to his channel before, but he's talking now in this particular video about how they're going to change the safety rules for table saws. What that means is you'll have more safety on it. They're not saying how they need to do the safety. It's just setting standards, which is a better way of doing it. They're saying a blade, table saw blade, cannot go any further than 1/8 into the skin. Now there are many ways of accomplishing it. SawStop figured out a way, and then another company did it with cameras, which was very expensive to do. It was for commercial operations. Matt has gone through and researched this and had brought in an attorney, a patent attorney, to talk about what it means, at least as far as the attorney thought off the top of his head, what it means for table saws. Conversationally speaking, if he had, let's say, a $250 table saw, it could be anywhere up to $750 to $1,000 for the table saw, depending on how they do it. Might be under $200 added on. But still, that makes it very difficult for someone who's getting into the hobby of woodworking to be able to buy a table saw. So let's take a moment, and it's probably a little over half hour for this video, but I think it's very important that anybody who's interested in woodworking watch this video and see what's coming down the line. And if you're in the market for a table saw, maybe it's time now to buy a table saw rather than putting it off for several years. Because the window they're talking about is that once it's enacted, that within 3 years they have to have the safety elements on their table saw. Again, they're not saying what it should be other than what it should accomplish, which is a good way of setting up things. Let the industry decide how they want to do it. If they want to get a license from SawStop, that's one way of doing it. I can think of several ways of cheaply accomplishing this, but I'm not an expert. So let's see what Matt Outlaw has to say, and I think you're going to be pretty impressed with what's coming down the line. Whether you agree with it or not, it's important information.
The U.S. government is about to change table saws forever. Some for the good, some for the not so good. Let me explain. Before we get started, I'm not an attorney and I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just translating what I've read. This is my opinion and my thoughts on this subject. But I will link to all the documents and everything you see in this video in the description below so you can go check it out for yourself. Have you ever heard of the Consumer Product Safety Commission? Well, they set rules and regulations on the safety of products that are sold to consumers, us. And that includes table saws. In October of 2023, the commission came together and decided that, well, it's time to fix these table saws. And they're actively working on a rule that will require a table saw not to cut you more than 3.5 millimeters into your skin. In other words, a fairly minor injury. In this video, I'm going to share with you some major arguments that are coming from both sides, the table saw manufacturers and the government. I have actual letters from CPSC to the major manufacturers and their responses, as well as a video of their commission meeting, some high points that they're discussing there. In other words, a benchtop style table saw like this that's usually about $299, you're going to have to add about $200 from what I can gather on the estimates to the price of this saw. Cabinet saws may go up even more, up to $1,000 per saw. That hurts. So why is the government doing this? Well, this isn't the first time this has been proposed. Way back in 2003, this was proposed to the commission by Dr. Stephen Gass, who invented the SawStop, trying to get regulations in place to make table saws safer. And it just didn't go anywhere. It just stalled. And they have brought this up a couple of times since, but it's always stalled. But I think this is the year we're going to see it unstall. So why is this happening now? Well, over the years, they have implemented some actual safety measures that have to be on these saws, are mandated, like the riving knife, the blade guard, those sort of things. But even with those regulations, you're still having 30,000 on average table saw accidents every single year. And these injuries come with a significant cost, all the way from if you're just going to the doctor or clinic to maybe get a little Band-Aid or something, all the way up through hospital visits or stays, which can cost, with pain and suffering, and by their estimates, up to $500,000. So if you amputate a finger and have to go, or a hand, or have to go in the hospital for surgery, stay there for a day or so. So the total cost of that, including the pain and suffering, is massive, like a lot of money. You can see here on this chart that I found on their website showing the cost estimates of each type of injuries. If this topic intrigues you as much as it does me, you got to check out that video right there. Real Lawyer reacts to SawStop patent myths, because there's a lot of myths about it. Click that box, get you the big old virtual fist bump. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. And please be safe. We'd sure appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment. You know how YouTube behaves. They won't believe you watched a video unless you leave a comment. Also, it would help if you ring the bell and do a thumbs up. As you know, if I find a good channel, I pass it on to you. So if you think it's appropriate, it would sure help if you passed us on to your closest 10,000 friends and family. But above all, give a helping hand to someone today. It's the best gift to give. It'll make you feel good too.
Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share, or ring the bell buttons on the Original Old Farmer channel. We enjoy reading the comments that you leave, and they do help the channel, so keep them coming. And once again, thank you for watching The Original Old Farmer.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.